Hello and welcome to the Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
I'm Jason DeRoss. Oh, the fade up again. I love it.
The fade up. You know,
it's like somebody's running into the room already pressing the horn and then it's like gets here.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It's a bit of mystery. It's a bit of me. Let me just fix my mic. Everything is just off today a little bit. Thank you for the shirt, love. I love the shirt. Thank you so much. Nice. Yeah, so we are a bit behind. It's because I was telling Jason, the walk from the kitchen to the desk,
which is a total of 7 steps.
Of my steps. I have very long legs. I hate to brag. Don't get horned up about it. I spilt my coffee, dropped my phone very hard, dropped my water, and then I got lipstick just on my cheeks. So world's saying...
Your life's a Mr. Bean episode.
Can you imagine? I had the luck in life to be Mr. Bean. I love Mr. Bean. Him making a sandwich. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, or turkey dinner. That's the only one I ever know to go back to. Then it's like, oh yeah, you got your turkey. When he puts
the lettuce in the sock, and he's like, there's just nothing better. There's just nothing that will be better, and there's just nothing that is better.
Maybe that's our Netflix watch party. Was find an old Mr. Bean.
Oh, for a second I thought you meant like you were thinking about you and I getting like a Netflix special, and I was just like, that would be wow, what would we do?
2 beans in a pod.
I do think about Jason will attest, like I cannot help but try and monetize everything in the way that I'm like, oh, I can't like enjoy something. Like I was watching like Oh Hello on Netflix, yeah. And I was like, Jason, I could do that. Why can't we do that? Or Ben Schwartz and Thomas Middle. I was like, oh, Jason, I could for sure do that.
Every improviser in the world said that. Oh, and I say that with the love because, like, yeah, they're great at it. But every improviser's like, yeah, I could long form, no problem.
Yeah, everyone thinks they could.
Well, I don't even think everyone thinks they could.
Yeah, I mean, what they do is like incredible, and they are so talented, and Jason and I show would look nothing like that. But I saw it and I was like, oh, we could fill 2 hours and be like, we didn't even get to it. Yeah.
That's true. One of those get off stage and be like, oh man, we were so close.
One of us get off stage.
I can't believe that guy pulled the lights after like... I mean, yeah, we're 10 minutes over time, but come on.
I would love nothing more than to do a Netflix special with you, but I say this with love. I say this with so much love.
That sounds like a real preface to
us walking off stage would be a nightmare, because it wouldn't matter if it was the best show of our life. You would be like, that was not good enough. We're embarrassments. Like the whole night, the rap party, you would be a fucking disaster. And we would get in a fight because I'd be like, "You're good," sure.
But you'd also be like, "What was that? What was that one movie you did out there?"
No, I never am like that.
I'm just saying, like, now if that happens when we do like a Friday night show for free or a beer ticket, imagine the stakes of a Netflix special, and then get off and be like, "Oh fuck!" It's those reactions on crack. Is what it is.
That's hilarious. Well, we've got a new chatter in our mix. We got Jessie. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jessie.
Well, it's Jessie J 2012. So does that mean she's 8 years old? Because, woo.
No, probably just 2012 was a good year.
We're hitting the youth.
You know?
What we're doing is what I'm saying.
I Claire think this wants to know where
mostly reaches 8-year-olds.
No, I know. No. This is not for children. When YouTube asks, is this video for children? I'm like, if. Claire wants to know where everyone wants to travel once it's safe.
Well,
to a bar.
Cindy said that she had a trip for Japan booked.
Oh, damn.
Japan's it's an awesome place to visit too. Just casually thrown out.
Yeah, Japan. Oh, geez.
Shayla was supposed to have a trip to Cali in May. Oh, no.
Damn. Some people are saying, we got Jen saying Argentina, but likely we will go to see my in-laws in England. Damn, Greece.
Guys, remember traveling. Ideas. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I went on a plane the other day to come back to family, and even that's like let's double up masks and wear a face shield, and like you don't eat anything on the plane the entire time.
That sucks because the best part about being on a plane is all the snacks.
I did think about you on the plane taking off. I was like, I'm brave. I'm brave.
You are brave. You were so brave. I'm so proud of you for being so brave.
We did hit turbulence once, and when we hit turbulence, I always just go, my hand just clenches. Like that's just where I'm at.
Your hand just clenches. You break the armrest is what you do. It just clenches. No, a clench is like, oh, I have to hold on to my mic. You're just like crunch.
And then I just stare at the seatbelt sign and be like, just turn back on. Just turn
and then
back
you look
on.
at the flight attendants and go, how many times have you almost crashed? What's your name, Vanessa? Your name's Vanessa? I'm Jason.
I watched a special on airplanes. You know that the wings can bend all the way back and touch? I guess it's a safety thing.
When I say crash, do you say we will? Do you say we will?
Let's check it out. I say crash. You say, okay.
Land safely? This is all I have. Yeah. Well, I have a couple pieces of news that I thought we would share with our like lovely pals. So the first off, why am I using this Two Little Sandwiches mug? Not only is it one of my favorites, we are celebrating a huge monumental day today because do you know what Two Little Sandwiches has done?
I do know what Two Little Sandwiches has done. And you know what? My mom's already signed up.
Well, we talked about the newsletter.
Okay,
so that's
I thought that's what you're getting at. Oh,
no?
Then you've got huger news that I've
got huger news, and that is that Two Little Sandwiches has joined TikTok.
Oh, that I did not know.
I am cheersing Two Little Sammies for their TikTok journey, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best.
I'm going to have to find you and follow. I don't know how to find people yet on TikTok. I just watch.
Well, I'll teach you. Jameson says, I'd like to take my mom to Scotland so she can show me all the spots where she grew up. But if I'm being selfish, I want to go to Costa Rica resort with drinks and warmth and friends.
And surf. Yeah. All right, Jameson, I'm in.
My dad went to Scotland, as we are of Scottish heritage, and he went for his 50th birthday. Okay. And I have the best photo.
Me and your dad, we're the same age.
Yeah. And that comes up in therapy. And but my dad is no longer 50. He's like in his 60s now. This was over 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. Your dad looks great for his 60s.
Oh, yeah. My dad does look great. He's aging. And I just was like, I'm hoping to maybe get like those genetics. Yeah. Is your phone ringing?
You can hear it vibrating, right? I have it on Do Not Disturb because it's my camera. So like.
Is it Hollywood?
I can't even see my phone, so I don't know who it is calling me.
Well, we'll just mute Jason for a second and I'll tell the story and then you can unmute yourself when it stops ringing.
Great.
Okay. I'll mute you, I guess. So the story is that my dad went to Scotland when he turned 50 and he had the best time of his life and he just like partied down and he took my grandmother and my aunt and they went to where my grandmother grew up and like all this kind of stuff. But he just got down with the bad sound.
Nice. That's crazy. You're like, he partied down. He brought his mom and his wife. I'm like, all right.
No, my mom didn't come. We didn't go either. He went with my aunt.
Oh, his sister and his mom.
His sister and my grandma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he has the coolest photo that I have in my house. It's just him with like a huge like Scottish, what are the like bulls or whatever. It's really cool.
Scottish bull? Like with horns or like a bull?
Yeah. No, he probably has. Scottish I bet you he has. I don't know. Like they just look, very English and Scottish and very UK.
They're just drinking tea and they've got a pipe and they're like, we're bulls.
My dad's just in a field, like in Scotland. It looks incredible, and he's just smiling so bright. And my dad's like, "That's one of the happiest days of my life." I was like, "We weren't even there," so that's really cool. The other.
What about when any one of us were born? Any of those days?
And he's like, sorry, is there an EY in your name? And I'm like, no. Claire says that I'm getting married in June and I feel like our honeymoon is likely to be camping or something like that. We wanted to go to Japan, but that isn't happening now. Can I say you can have 2 honeymoons? Who's to say? And, and like you can also take
always
time.
Postpone, and be like, whatever. But who knows? Vaccines are happening. Who knows what we're going to be in June? Like what's going down,
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, you can always take, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Like I took a break from I didn't go on my honeymoon until later. But again, don't take it from me because it didn't work out.
Did you guys go on a honeymoon?
So much later, which might
all
ring a
right.
ding true to what was up. But
Where
we
did
went,
you guys go?
honey, we went to Mexico, and it was like
Oh, I
really,
do remember your Mexico hotel. That was the one with like the kick-ass
yeah,
bathtub that like
yeah.
floated out above the
First of all,
beach
it
and
was an
stuff.
infinity pool that overlooked the ocean.
Yeah, killer.
Yeah, that was freaking. It was killer. Claire says, I'm wise. Listen, I'm not wise, but truthful. And also, can I tell you, like, you just planned a wedding. Like, do you want to go camping? Are you if you're camper people, then for sure. But if you
Also-
can't, just go to a hotel for like 4 days.
Did you get proposed to during the pandemic as well?
Yeah, good question. Let us know. Also, Jameson has reminded us of another big story, which is huge because, here we're thirst monsters.
Yeah.
And Jameson says, congrats to the regulars for their Toronto shout out for Comedy Pods of 2020.
This came out today and we're on a list.
I'll ever be.
It came out today and we're on a list. Yeah.
So- Also, I don't know if you know this either, but this is the week. It looks like we're going to pass 2 million listens this week.
It is looking like we're going to hit 2 mil. I didn't want to say anything until we hit it, but it's really, really
surprise.
No, there's no surprise. It's not, we didn't do anything. I mean, I listened back,
talked
but
for a long time.
We talked for a really long time, but I'm really excited. So this list came out, which is really cool. It's just nice to be featured. And if you are a journalist out there, hi, I'm Stacey McGonigal. This is one of my best friends my whole life, Jason DeRoss.
Jason DeRoss.
And, feature us. We have bills to pay.
Maybe you're from Narcity and you're just looking for some facts.
Are you Narcity? Because Narcity loves to tell me that I don't know what an elephant is versus a bull.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
Maybe it was like a Scottish bull. Maybe that threw you off. Maybe your Scottish bulls look like elephants.
Yeah, maybe. And so Narcity, feature us. We'd love it. We'll send you some pictures of us that we feel are good. We've done some model shots.
Behind the drapes pictures. We'll send you some of those.
We'll give you some behind the drapes. Just feature us, Narcity. Come on, please.
Follow me around. You guys can follow us around for a day, no problem.
Narcity, follow us around for a day. You want to know what we're doing. It gets sad around too.
We're just going to call this episode begging.
We're begging for it.
What's going on? You got any inside stories there, Stace? I was going to ask you about.
I do.
Okay, great.
What were you going to ask me about?
Because it's coming up to like Christmas time and stuff or holiday
time.
Can
I just say this really quickly? Lindsay has come in, who we adore, and she's like, I got 15 minutes left of a break and I wanted to hang out. So get in here, Lindsay.
Yeah, come on in.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Okay, so what did you want to know?
I don't know.
Okay, so I have a huge you wanted to talk to me about the holidays, which is great.
Well, I did, but you said you got news, and I'm ready for this news.
Well, I was watching Friday Night Lights, and
yes.
I was talking to some pals about Friday Night Lights and your hate of Friday Night Lights.
The hate is off a few episodes. I was like, it's not hate. I watched it and was like into it for a couple episodes, and then I realized, this is just turning into like a Beverly Hills 90210, and I don't want to invest in that.
So you couldn't be more further from the truth. Like literally last night I watched two episodes and it was I literally watched 2 episodes last night and there was so much football in it. And then I started crying like because I didn't realize it was one of the characters probably last time playing football in high school. And just the thought that they wouldn't be playing at that high school anymore, a fictional character started crying so deep. And I realized that a friend of the pod, Chris Wilson of Peter and Chris, is a massive Friday Night Lights fan. And he said that he's really upset with how you're talking about it. And so he has offered to come on.
I understand.
And he was like, listen, I also like Ted Lasso, but like Jason's assumptions of Friday Night Lights is actually disrespectful.
That's fair. I made assumptions and my assumptions were wrong. So I'm investing. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna watch this. I keep holding up Friday Night Lights for anybody.
You could
box set that's still packaged up in its plastic.
Here's what's crazy about it though. You could easily not watch season 2 because it was when like executives took over and wrote it, and literally nothing continues in season 3. But it's just nice to look at Riggins.
I like to go back through The Office every once in a while.
Oh, God. Who cares?
I know people don't like it, but this is what I realized last night. For anybody out there that is a fan of The Office, when Jim actually proposes to Pam, it's out of desperation. And I felt ripped off. Because the reason why I thought about that is because of asking, who was it is it Claire that just got engaged, or she may have got engaged during the pandemic? Yes. It's like, does it, and not to say like hers came out of, I'm sure her relationship is great, but like the Jim and Pam thing that built up for so long, and then I was like, then he was just like, oh god, she's off at school in New York, and I better meet her up at lunch and propose to her, and then it's really anticlimactic.
Now, I want to say this: I don't hate The Office. I just am bitter about The Office because if you have tried online dating, a huge personality trait for men is that they tell you that they love the American Office, and like, don't get me started. And it's like, that can't be your personality. It's just like absolutely not allowed. Yeah. Claire's like, my answer did get lost in the chat, but yes, I did get proposed to during the pandemic.
That's so nice. Because you guys are like trapped together, and then
that's really beautiful.
But then you realize, I want to do this the rest of my life.
And I'll tell you this, there is nothing I love more than a proposal. And you know what will never change for me? If I'm on mynewssourcepeople.com and they're like, hey, someone's engaged, you best believe I'm checking that ring. I'm not above it. I love it so much. I know. Claire, I hope you love your ring.
You were the first people in person when we got engaged. We went to your place.
I was happy for Jason. I was super excited for him and Jenny. And Jason's reaction was, I thought you wouldn't be happy.
Oh,
you were like, you didn't know that. You didn't think I would be unhappy. You just were surprised that I was surprised so happy.
You're right, because I've never seen you were like very excited.
I'm always very excited.
I don't know. I saw you on a new level of excitement, and I was like, all right.
I was just gleefully excited. There's just nothing more fun than a proposal. It's so exciting. Everyone's really excited about what lies ahead. And that's just
maybe
so
that's
fun
just
for
on my
me.
own thing. I thought that most people would just be like, oh, wow, that's great. Congratulations. That's the level I expect of like, oh, cool.
Yeah, but I also feel like getting engaged is just like, there's so much tension and like so much like hype. And,
yeah.
And
my
then it's like,
got thrown off a couple times. Yeah.
I know it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Jameson wants us to know that he is getting into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I'm loving that. Jason, are you?
Again, send me the password.
You will not watch it.
I will. I'm just going to mute myself for a second here.
Yeah, he's getting another phone call. Okay, so Jenny is an incredible wedding planner. And so that is so nice. She's just saying, let me know, Claire, if you need to pick the brain of a wedding planner. I've got documents I can send you. That is so freaking sweet. And also, if you're just like in the area, hire Jenny, because if you stalk her like I do, the weddings are gorgeous. And let's not even get me started on her model Monday that she posted. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, Jenny. Put that on a freaking shirt and I will wear it. Gorgeous pics. But getting back to The Office,
okay.
I think it's okay.
If you watch it now, it's terribly inappropriate in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but so are many shows. Like, I'm not holding it to that. Like, even if you watch Friends, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's true.
It does not hold up.
But The Office is even more recent than Friends, I believe. And
Can I just go back to weddings for a second? Because I love to talk about them. Claire says she's going to keep the wedding small since we don't know what the world will be like, but I'll definitely reach out if she has questions to Jenny. But I love a small wedding. Yeah. They're the best. Remember, some of our friends have had maybe the tippy top up weddings.
Tippy top?
So small. Yeah, our friend Craig, he had a beautiful wedding.
Craig's
it was small.
Was beautiful. Yeah,
I think Craig might go down in history as one of my favorite weddings. Because it was like at that perfect bar, and it was like,
when you say bar, let's classify. It was a microbrewery, and it was a brewery on itself, but it was also like an awesome independent bar.
The food was incredible. There was no like table, so you just like got to walk around with your friends, and yeah, it was really, really lovely. Also, I'm laughing at Jenny going, Stacey, I love the sentiment, but I do not want anyone wearing a shirt with a photo of mostly topless me on it. I want to wear it. I honestly was obsessed.
What if you made like an undershirt for me of it? I'll wear it as an undershirt just so it's
No,
close
Jason,
to my heart.
this is not for you. This is for me. Sorry about
Fair
it.
enough.
Jen said I had a wedding with only 12 family and I fucking loved it. Recommended to everyone. I would love that. I mean, I wouldn't invite my family in any capacity, but I have 12 people I would love to bring. Can you hear me?
Well, your actual wedding was I can hear you, but I'm freezing a whole bunch. It feels like.
Yeah, you are a bit.
But your
wedding was really fun too.
Your original one was pretty big.
Yeah, but I love the idea of a small wedding. Is what I'm saying. It's fun because then you get to talk to everyone. You get to like party with everyone. You get to like,
You get to have the food when it comes out, like the appetizers when they come out on the trays, and not just the people standing at the door get them, and then that's it.
That was Craig's wedding. It was wonderful.
That was Craig's wedding, but Craig's wedding was still great.
Also, I loved your wedding too because I remember talking to you about your wedding topper, and like I don't want to say that I gave you the best idea ever, but I did give you the best idea ever, and then I believe I was thirsty enough to ask for credit.
Probably, but that's fine. It was great. My wedding topper, created by the great Meg Fraser, and you should follow her too on Instagram. With
oh my god,
she's
she's freaking killing it.
Holidays.
Yeah,
she's a makeup artist, and she's makeuping herself as all these famous Christmassy holiday sort of characters. But when you see it, then you'll understand why I'm being like.
We should. You know what? I'll put it up and we'll go through them today because they're just really cool, and we'll talk about Meg because the cool thing about Meg too is she doesn't wear like. You think that she's wearing clothes, but she's also painted on the clothes. Yeah. Like
which you don't even notice. You won't notice if you see them. You're not going to be like, oh, she doesn't have a shirt on. It's just like
totally.
When you think about it, you're like, oh, she painted her friggin' shoulders and stuff too, which is insane.
Also, Tasha is so correct. Small wedding, open bar, perfect. Perfect.
If you have a wedding and you don't have an open bar, I'm taking my present back and I'm walking out.
First of all, who brings a present? You mean your envelope of cash? But like, oh yeah, you need to know. I mean, some people can't. I'll take that envelope
of cash back. You know what I would do? I would take that envelope. I would take that envelope of cash. I'd slap it on the bar and be like, tonight I'm drinking for free. And the bartender would wink at me and go, "You got it."
Yeah, I feel like you would get that for sure. I think that there's like a beauty in just giving us what we need, right?
Yeah, I'm really delayed, right?
Yeah, you're a little frozen, but that's okay. We're getting through.
Okay.
We are getting through.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh no! Have a great weekend. Well, not weekend. It's only Wednesday. We'll see you on Friday. Tasha says we had free beer, but not hard alcohol. That's okay. I'm a beer girl. I've never met a beer I didn't like.
She even wrote beside it, like she admitted, she's like, regrets. See, she even was like, maybe we should have done that.
See, yeah. I've had toonie bars. So Shayla said we had a toonie bar. We're not drinkers and we couldn't afford it. And that's totally fair. I'm happy with a loony or a toonie bar. I think that's more than okay. That's totally fine. I love a bev, so at a wedding, it's like, here we go.
For sure. And I just like threw out a comment that makes me a complete asshole. For sure. I'd be at a bar and if someone was like, I have free beer or I walk out. But I don't think what we're saying is rude, and I think people are like, it's totally fine. I think the joke of open bar well precedes the Regulars, who are featured in Toronto as one of the top 10 comedy podcasts of 2020. Yeah, did you think maybe is there more than 10 comedy podcasts in Toronto? I think so. And we're in the top 10.
I love how like even when something nice happens, we're like, we're poo, we poo in our hands, we're poo people.
That's great.
Oh, this is so correct. Jan's like, if I had a toonie bar, I feel like my friends would show up to my wedding with a sack of full toonies. First of all, if you don't think that bit would happen, Jan, we would have money and we would just be like, I guarantee if Jan was getting married, there would be an email sent starting with Jason saying, I have this idea where I come in with a massive bag of toonies.
But then where do you get the tip from too? It's like toonies and then like, I guess you just give 2 toonies and you're like, there you go.
When I worked at Dairy Queen, allegedly,
we've talked about this many times.
No, I know, but I was just saying this. We had under the cash for a while a bag of change, and it was called the bag of change. Okay. And we went to our Christmas party, our holiday party, and our boss was like, we're not giving you holiday gifts because people have been stealing from the bag of change. And I'm like,
fuck you, Dairy Queen. At this point, for everybody on this chat, unless they want to sponsor us, fuck you, Dairy Queen.
but if you want to sponsor us, hey, Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, ice cream cakes are the best.
Dairy Queen.
Turn your business upside down, no problem. This is great, but fuck you for being like a bunch of high school students, probably getting minimum wage and being like, you stole from us, we're not giving you your Christmas gift. You are Ebenezer Scrooge and you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because I wasn't stealing because I was so scared of going to jail because I watched a lot of A&E growing up.
Sure,
There's a lot of prison shows. And
I was just worried God was watching me. So
how's that working out now?
awesome.
It's awesome.
I shower in my bathing suit. It's great.
Can I tell you something? I'm glad God's watching me.
Yeah. I get it, buddy. I know you created me and everything, but like you're still not looking at me naked.
You know, there's moments in my life where I realize how dumb I am. And with religion, I'm so dumb because my family, like if we were to walk into a church, we'd be incinerated. Like we were just like my dad once complained to my mom so much because my mom would she just decides sometimes that she's religious or that she's Catholic, and she used to yell at us growing up, like, I'm Catholic, and we're like, okay, like this isn't changing anything. So she bought a nativity scene and put it on the TV, and my dad was like, oh, I can't even. Our huge, like the old, like big,
big boxes, yeah, with the turning knobs
big
on
screen. No, remember the big screen TVs, but they were just huge blocks, and he was just like, I can't even watch the TV with this thing. And then all of a sudden the baby Jesus showed up broken. And my dad was like, I don't know what happened. I guess we'll have to get rid of the nativity scene. And I was like, did you break the fucking baby Jesus? But I realized I know nothing about really God or Jesus or any of that stuff. I know nothing. I just recently found out about the angel Gabriel. And I'm like, well, what's his deal?
I don't know, but we can maybe we'll do a thing where Jason sums up the Bible and or something.
I would love an episode where Jason sums up the Bible because I would love to ask you some questions that I have been simmering on about the Bible. Okay.
Sure.
So, first of all,
let's talk about it.
Okay, so Jesus, God's son, right? But then he dies. God doesn't help him. And then Jesus goes to heaven, and where's God? He becomes God?
No. He goes to heaven, but then he comes back 3 days later because they're like, what's up?
Yeah, but who's God? Because everyone's like, he's the son of God, but he's also himself.
Well, because we're all one thing. This is actually throwing me off. I don't know, but I know that they pushed a rock in front of his tomb for 3 days, and then they took it away 3 days later.
Wait.
He's alive.
So okay. See, we got to figure this out because
Steve King, who I believe is probably knows more than all of us, says Jesus is God, and Jen says God's like three guys. Like three guys. So I think it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. You go, oh, those are all God people. They're all God.
Here's what I love. This is why I love our chat so much. Here we are trying to figure out who Jesus and God is. And then Lindsay's like, my ranch venue didn't have security, and we're glad about that. We heard some shenanigans happened after my hubs and I left to go on our honeymoon. Thankfully, the venue didn't find out. So everyone's just talking weddings in the chat. This is what I love about the regulars. It's like we're here hanging out, and there's multiple conversations happening. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I love that. And Vic is really making himself known.
That's what that noise is. I thought I was something here, and I was ready to get Stacey be like, "Are you? You got something going on in the background there?"
No, Vic's in the back.
Vic. He sounds like he's typing.
Look at him. He's taking himself back to bed. He's over it. No, I'm not religious in any capacity, and but I also that is no excuse for me not knowing anything about I was like, who's Gabriel? They're the archangel, and I'm like, how do you become that? And then it's like, well, they don't become that.
Built an ark. Yeah.
No, but did you know that apparently angels are not people who died and were good and get to be an angel? You just are an angel. Sure. Apparently.
Sure. Weird. And then also Satan's just a fallen angel, right? He's just you were good and now you're not.
And then yeah. Well, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe
also, I have fights with my wife all the time too. I mean, they're not real fights because neither of us are. Obviously, from this conversation, neither of us are religious. But she's of the Jewish faith, and when you're in the Jewish faith, you believe in the Old Testament, but you don't believe in the New Testament. Like, that's a book that just came later, and they're like, so they don't believe in Jesus, yet Jesus is the King of the Jews. And I'm like, but you guys don't even believe in him. So like, what's happening here?
Did I ever tell you that in university when I was in theater school, we had to do I did a play, I believe, out of the Old Testament. I couldn't tell you.
Was it about the Big Bang? Was it about how he created the world?
No, Sheldon was not screaming Bazinga, I can tell you, in the play, but but
that's gonna be our fan
top 10 comedy podcast of 2020. Bazinga.
This is Chuck Lorre's version of the Bible. We'll bring it to you, no problem.
Oh my God. Megan says, I have breaking news. My soft day hoodie just arrived at my front door.
Yeah, killing it.
Thank you, Megan, for supporting us. That's so sweet. That's really nice. That warms my heart. Lindsay, thank you for coming to hang out. You dropped some really good information. Well, we hope to see you on Friday. Yeah. I don't even know what day of the week it is. What was I saying? Oh, so I had to do this play based on the Bible, and someone wrote it. I couldn't tell you what it was about. It was one of those weirdo plays.
Did you guys go to school together? I'll tell you after.
Okay. And so it was like a studio show. So it wasn't like a massive theater. It was like in my third year of university. Okay. And I begged my parents to come because usually parents are excited to support their children. But for my parents, it needed a lot of coaxing that this is something they should come see.
Basically, when your Second City shows me very excited.
They came. Sure. Really excited. My mom screaming and almost being asked to leave multiple times. Very excited.
Screaming about how happy she was. And your dad was happy. He was very happy about it.
Oh, loved them. Yeah. But so they come to this university show, and because it was like so dramatic as you're in theater school, we were like giving out, like, cause we were, it was from a different time. We were giving out like pita bread.
The body of Christ.
Yeah, basically.
To the
we were
audience.
giving out we were giving out pita bread dipped in balsamic and olive oil. And my parents come in. My dad's got
pogo-looking things the whole time. Like, is that what you do?
Well, all the seats were cushioned. So there was no seats. You had to sit on pillows. So they come in and it's dark, right? Because it's so theater school, so it's dark.
Yeah.
And he hears their daughter from Alliston, Ontario, being like, "Here you go, here you go." And my mom comes up to me, and I'm like, I see her face, and she goes, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?" And I was like, Thank you. Like trying to be in character, And then my mom gets up and leaves 5 minutes before it ends at the denouement. Like, it's really emotional. No, she had diarrhea. She's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. She kept saying, I have to go to the bathroom.
That's a legitimate excuse, though.
Yeah, but don't say I have to go to the bathroom. You just get up and you urgently go.
Oh, she announced it?
She was like, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. Across
my butt's about to pop. Everyone look out.
My butt's about to pop. Sorry, I thought that Stephanie was calling diarrhea cookies in a brown bag. I thought she was calling diarrhea
forever from now on.
Cookies in a brown bag.
I was like, my doctors and be like, so what has your school situation been like? Well, cookies in a brown bag.
The cookies are in a brown bag, but the cupcakes are
in a brown bag that I found in a riverbed. You know what I mean?
How's your butt doing? Cookies in a brown bag, but the cupcakes are in individual packages.
I can't wait for the Swiss logs to come back,
You know what I mean? I just want to, yeah. I just want a Swiss log once in a while. Yeah, I was dealing with some hot caramels, if you want to know.
It's really tight today. I got a lot of Rolos pumping in there.
I hate
this is terrible. This is terrible content, by the way.
By the top 10 comedy podcast of 2020.
Analogies for poo.
Cookies in a brown bag is fucking hilarious. I refuse to feel bad about it.
Fair enough.
I will not. Okay. Also,
let's get back to your
what
story? Is that your whole story about your Your play, your Jesus play?
Oh, well, I don't know how else I can top my mother having diarrhea.
Fair enough.
And
Well,
having to run out.
the reason why I said, did we go to the same school, is because I think one of the reasons that I got into what we're doing is because my grade 7/8 teacher, because I had her both years, really believed in me as an actor. And she's the one that was like, "You're going to be the Phantom of the Opera," which is great.
Phantom of the Opera.
Christine, I love. You can see me. But
Again,
she
we have
allowed
to
me
have you
also-
do. Go ahead. Sorry.
She allowed me to write a play, and we put it up. I literally wrote a play, but it was one of the ones based on a story from the Bible,
Oh my God.
and it was like I don't even remember his name. Is it Lazarus or whatever? When it's like it's
geez,
like
I
my
don't
son
know.
is dying, and then he comes and he like fixes his dead son or something.
So
But I
Lazarus
wrote
comes
it.
in and he goes, "Oh no, my son's dying," and he's
It was
pretty pissed
terrible.
about
For
it.
sure, it was terrible, and like because I was in grade 7 and didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
In
But
grade 7, that's really
Yeah.
dark stuff you're dealing with.
I know, but the one thing that I remembered about that is that we found this piece of aluminum, like it was a big flat board, and that's what we did for the Sound of Thunder. And I was like, that's the coolest thing in the world. Maybe this is where props to Ross started. I was like, this is the best part of the
I
play.
think that's where and there you go. That's the thing about you is like, sometimes if you want to go behind the drapes on the regulars, sometimes like if we have like a really funny episode, as you know, we'll like try and get some highlights. And when we first started, like, it was really tough for you because I would have in my mind what I thought was the funniest point, and that wouldn't even be clocked in your mind.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is the funniest point for sure.
Like, I think after
Really
Barbara
a
of
lot.
Somewhereville, which was I think the beginning of our insanity, really, and you were just like, that episode was okay. And we were like, are you kidding me?
I loved that episode. That was fun.
Oh, thanks.
You know, Casual Fridays are real fun, man. You know?
I guess we should also mention a little bit. We were gonna maybe we'll do this at the end, but we are gonna take a little bit of a holiday break. So again, we have an amazing. What are you laughing at?
I don't know where this comes from, but I'm in. Why do some bathrooms have 2 sinks but never 2 toilets? Shake my head. Oops.
I was just thinking, what a year. See, this is what I love about the regulars, because Jason and I are unpacking what is Lazarus, and people are like, hey, what's up with bathrooms and the sinks? Again, this is not sarcastic. This is the best thing I've ever wanted to do in my life.
Yeah.
Truly. So I just want to remind everyone, we have a Regulars Holiday SpecSpookular. It's happening this Saturday, December 19th. Hold on, maybe I can get some good like undertone music here to really just...
So maybe often you don't catch us live because you can't catch us live, so you're listening on the audio after, or you're just watching the YouTube. But guess what? This isn't during work hours. This isn't whatever. You can come party with us on Saturday night. We'll celebrate holidays. We'll have a good time. We'll have a cocktail. We're going to kill it.
Very much chamber.
It's going to be a really, really good time. We have really fun
Will
guests.
I be hungover from a casual Friday? Yes. Does that matter? Definitely not.
I will tell you, it's going to be a huge time. We have some really great announcements. We have a big announcement on Friday, which we're really excited about. And so after the Holiday SpecSpookular on Saturday, we are going to take, I believe, a 2-week break.
Yeah.
But we will be back on January 4th. So we're just going to take a little holiday break. But there's some news on Friday that will make it, I think, it'll make it more palatable. Dare I
got
say.
These are all truths.
Yeah, killing it.
Voodoo Lion. Nice. I definitely won't be sleeping then.
I hope you mean from the Friday episode all the way to the Saturday night. I hope that's what you mean, Voodoo Line. Like you're just going to keep the party going.
I will say
Casual Friday all the way.
I really am excited. I'm really excited for Saturday. It's like, the thing is, it's like the holidays are so layered, right? Like I'm not going home this year. And that's okay. And it's, it can be complicated and layered for people, and it's bittersweet, but I am determined, because I love Christmas and the holidays. I'm determined to make it really nice and really special.
Yeah. I mean, you can, no problem. I think it's fun. It's not fun, but everyone's in the same boat. So everyone's kind of dealing with similar issues this time around, right?
Yeah. Haley was saying maybe a best moments compilation. Oh man, we can't even remember yesterday. Jesse says, no, my job is shutting down for the next 2 weeks. I was excited to listen from home. Well, let me tell you, Jesse, we have something on Friday. It's going to be, I think we're going to have, you
We might have
covered.
something for you.
We might have something for you, and we're going to announce it on Friday. Yeah, Voodoo Line says, no, I'm usually asleep for the morning shows. Too used to working nights still, apparently. Well, I'll say this. We have a comment section on all of our past episodes, and we actively respond. So you can feel like you're in the chat. If you're watching an episode that's not live, get in the comment section. We'll join you.
Yeah.
We'll chat with you.
As anyone in the community can also tell you, what a fun time to do it live, too. So, like, jump on, guys. Subscribe. Jump in. The water's warm. We peed in the pool. We're good to go.
I know. So, Shayla, we will be back Jan 4th. We're just going to take a little, a little holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. And then we bring in 2021. You know what I mean?
Can you believe that this is going into 2021? Do you have any goals?
No. And this is why I don't have any goals, because like last year we had goals and it was just to make 2020 the best year, and then it fucking fell apart. So
I've been reflecting a lot, and I just think this is I feel like this is what dating you would really be like. I really actually felt that.
Okay.
I just when I was like, well, I've been reflecting a lot, and you're like, okay. Uh-huh.
No, it was more of an okay of like, here we go, let's do it.
Yeah, no, I've been reflecting a lot, and I've been actually getting pretty misty because we truly have something really special, and I feel like the regulars, if you're not in it, if you're not in the chat, if you're not hanging out with us, because I really do feel like you're hanging out with friends. People are just what do you do? It feels like this secret thing that we do. And go ahead.
On cue, Voodoo Lion reached out to Snake King. Guys, we have created friendship. We've created long-lasting friendships is what's happening.
It's so true. And it's just there's the rule is simple, no pervs. Everyone is so welcoming, so respectful. I know we say this all the time, but it just feels like this special thing that we have. And if you're not a part of it, then it's people are what? And we have I don't know. I just feel like this is such a highlight, and I feel like if I didn't have this,
yeah.
Even when we were going every day, which oh my God, if this was our full-time job and we got to go every day, I would
have a great time.
It would be the best. I mean, let's add a Tuesday, Thursday. But it's truly been a highlight. I talking to friends and family, we have such an amazing outlet with amazing people.
And who would have thought when we started that this was going to be December and we were going to be planning Christmas parties around this thing?
Exactly. Like Shayla just said, who would have thought we'd make so many friends in a pandemic? And I agree. And it's I do feel like we're all pals and we're all super cool. And our audio listeners as well. You're so, I just feel like we have such a solid crew.
I love it. And so then let me put this question to you in 2021. Then do you have any goals that you've put on yourself?
Well, world domination. This is a small business, and I would love if in 2021 we could make it a capital B.
Great, I love it. We're the Beyonce and the Jay-Z. We're going to take over the world.
I wouldn't say maybe the Beyonce and the Jay-Z. I would say maybe the Sheldon and the Big Bang. The Salt and the Vinny,
The Salt and the Vinny's coming at you.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Saturday. I think it'll be a really fun time to just kind of reflect on such a crappy year. But also the fact, like Shayla said, we were able to build a community in 2020. And that I think is a massive success and such a bright spot.
So this pandemic's going to go on for a little bit more, the vaccine's coming out or whatever, but for sure it's going to go on a little more.
Oh, it's not for us. Yeah.
What are we going to do for your birthday?
Okay. First of all, bless you a million times over for remembering my birthday. I need to stop
it's
for
not till
about
February,
a second.
It's
not till February, but can you bring in that pencil for a second?
No problem.
That's such a basement pencil.
I've been stuck down here. I've whittled myself a pencil. Figured out how to make lead.
Megan says her birthday is January 19th. So this is huge.
Yeah.
And
well,
Jenny
Cindy's also in the week of January 4th. So Cindy is coming back.
This is really, hold on. So Jenny wants us to do a goals, intentions, manifestation segment in January. I say hell yes.
So
that's really great.
But Jenny Cirillo, you can't just sit back and listen to that one. I think that's one you have to come on
Maybe-
and join us. I
Yeah,
imagine,
maybe
for
she'll.
that.
Yeah, Jenny, would you guest us, and then you can keep us like very vulnerable and true, because I feel like her energy is a must. Because
Yeah.
Jason will just be like, "Oh, I want this wood pencil to become 3 wood pencils, and then I've got a pencil forest. I don't feel."
And then we've also got
January
Caroline.
23rd, and Cindy too. Cindy's birthday's in January. We got a big
Well, she's the one that she
January.
said. She's the one that started the conversation with her.
Oh, January 9th.
Yeah, it's a week we're back.
Wow. Rob asks if you're done your quarantine. He is. So after today, today marks your end of your quarantine. You've gotten through.
That's why I put Braveheart as my name, because freedom.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Do we have any celebration music?
You celebrate at things like a baby being born. So I would love for a baby to be born, and then that music comes. As soon as it comes out, it's like dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's so good. Whose baby is this?
Everybody in here is a suspect. Everybody in this delivery room is
Everyone
a suspect
stay.
right now.
We have to figure out whose baby this is. Now let's all
Couldn't
kiss.
be mine. Couldn't be mine.
Oh, Cindy's
I
turning
was
the
in
big
the-
3-0. Sorry, you're doing a pit now, but I just
Yeah,
wanted
my
to
bit,
celebrate.
it was not a good bit. It was Clue meets birth.
I know.
So
I was seeing it.
I'm turning the big 3-0.
Okay, let me tell you, welcome to your 30s. You're going to love every freaking second of it. I will tell you 29 is low, right? Because 29, you're like, oh my God, I'm basically 30. And you're dealing with the stigma. Then you get into your 30s. The 30 is complicated, okay? 31, you start feeling good. 32, you're like, oh
Magic
God, am I
Johnson.
getting old? 33, I'm now 34. I'm
Yeah, in
you
your
know.
30s. You feel great.
I mean, do I feel great?
Yeah.
In a way. I'm about to turn 35.
That's when you're fucked.
I know, because like, where am I at in life? Like, I still feel like I'm living like a 23-year-old.
Give me a break. You're doing fine.
Sometimes.
And 35 is great. Like, you're still crazy young. You still got so much to look forward to. You still got like,
No,
and you've got shit
34
figured out. Like,
No, 34 I think is fun and flirty. Like, oh, who's this cool woman in like jeans and like a blazer? They're like, oh, she's 34. And then I'm going to turn 35 and they're going to be like, I'm sorry, she just lives with her 2 dogs. She hasn't worn pants in a year. Very 35.
we're in
well,
a
we'll
fucking
see.
pandemic.
I know.
Everybody should just be wearing the most comfortable clothes they have. Like, I went through my clothes the other day and I was
know.
like, I don't have enough comfortable clothes, but I'm like, but I also don't have any dress up clothes. Like, I don't have anything to go out on for a nice night either. But so like, I don't know.
Yeah. I will tell you, this is unrelated. I was, I just felt really old where I was, Kayla says, I've been horrible at catching the live stream. Stupid work. Who needs money anyways? Kayla, we missed you. I mean, I always think about like, now that I'm all over the place because I've had some coffee, but I wanted to just put this out there in the chat. I mean, we like the 12:30, but maybe in January, if there's a time that works for people that's different than this time,
We'll have to switch it up.
we can switch it up. So let us know if 12:30 still works,
Yeah.
because we want to make sure everyone's, what would be a time. But I like 12:30, but maybe we get Jason up at 5 in the morning.
To be honest, earlier might even be, that might be great. I'd do that.
And early we start doing a full morning show. I kind of would love that. Like, sometimes
Welcome to
I look
Salt and Vinny in the morning.
Salt and
Sour,
Vinny.
but also savory.
Welcome to Salt and Vinny Radio. We got Selena Gomez's new song, Rare. I'll tell you what I like, Rare. My man. I'll see you back at 9:30.
Flush.
We'd like to thank this week's sponsor, General Sadness. General Sadness will come.
Look at Robbie bragging over here. Just turned
Fuck you, Rob.
25 and
Fuck
I'm
you,
not-
Rob, actually. Oh,
And
you're
I'm
worried?
not freaking out. Oh, never not freaking out. Fair enough.
Oh, my
If you're
God.
Freaking out about 25? Well, welcome
Can
to
I? Okay.
anxiety for life.
Yeah, and let me just tell you, this is how I view
I
getting
don't
older.
remember my life before the age of 25. It doesn't matter.
I agree. 25, you're a joke. And everyone's a joke. Like, you just are
You're
like
still
worried
an
about.
egg. You're still like
still an egg.
You're still like a fetus going. Oh, I figure I gotta grow
1000%.
first. I gotta be
Can I,
something.
I'm going to say something, and I would like to know what you think. I think 27 is one of the best years.
27
27.
is the best year.
I booked the biggest gig of my life. I did so many fun things. Auditioned with this
Probably
guy
when
for
I
fun
booked my
things.
big too.
And 27 the best year. 28. So 27 is like you're kind of saying goodbye to your 20s, and you're also growing up in a way, and you're starting to make bold decisions. And I think because of that, you put out into the universe big opportunities. 28. So 27, you start thinking about changes you want to make. 28, you implement them. So you lose some. For me, like, and I feel like for many, you start losing some friends that aren't really your friends anymore. You start locking into your real friends.
Sure.
29 gets crunchy because you're scared of 30. Then 30 happens, and guess what? You're still alive. So that's a great year. And then it does this. But 27 is sick.
You're only 4 years out of 30. Like you have no clue what's coming. It's all fine.
I have no clue what's coming. Saggy tits, melting face. Women have it the hardest. Our body starts changing. I turned 30 and I grew a beard. Okay, I grew a full beard.
I can't
have to
grow a
shave my
beard.
face.
So like, congratulations is what I'll say to that. You're doing better
Laura
than I am.
is so correct. Working out in your 30s means lots of groins and cracking. And getting out of bed do you ever get out of bed when you have to lift your leg and give yourself the
If I do that, my back would break.
No, I actually embrace getting older. I think it's really great. And even when I was younger, I never really enjoyed, I was so worried. I never embraced it. So it's like, I can't say that I would love to go back in my 20s knowing what I know now. Like, I feel like I'm aging into the person I've always kind of been, and that's really fun.
Yeah. And like, because you said women have it worse. They also have it worse because of this whole, like, it's in our chat now, so I'll bring it up. But like, there's ladies talking about the biological clock that everyone's like, oh, you gotta worry about this shit and stuff.
And I want to thank Kayla for sharing.
Being very vulnerable.
Yeah, and I want to thank Kayla for sharing that. I feel like miscarriages are, a huge thing, and I feel like a huge thing I would love, like I want to break is like this taboo feeling of like what we have to hold and not talk about. So I thank Kayla for bringing that up, because I think that's really important to start talking about.
I'll say this, and I don't know if it's helpful or not, but it feels like because we've made it such a taboo, people don't talk about it. They don't realize how much that actually goes on, and it's like, I'm sure I can't even imagine. Like, I'm sure but like, I know people in my life, and then wouldn't be. What I'm trying to say is, don't be afraid of future ones. Not that I'm a doctor or anything like that, but like, I know.
I think it's really tough.
I think it's more common than people know.
I think it is, and I think we also don't talk about the weight and stress and shame that comes with fertility. And certainly, like, I would love kids, and just like talking with my friends, it's like, it's a really heavy issue, and it's so crazy to me too that like you don't tell people that you're pregnant for 3 months, right? Because like, but really, it's because
then some people do, and I'm like, that's.
But like, let's break that down. So. The reason that you don't tell anyone, and I hope I'm not being disrespectful. I do want to have this conversation, and I'm sorry if I'm overstepping, please tell me. But like, you don't talk about it because you might lose the pregnancy. So then it's like, but then if you do, then what, you just keep it quiet? You have to hold that shame and that, the emotions that come with that. Like, I just think I understand, but like, it's also like the implication of that is also very tough.
Yeah, I don't think there's any great way to talk to figure that conundrum.
Agreed, but I'm just saying,
on the other side of it, how many people do you want to know if you did have to go through something like that? And I get that we want to talk about it more, to normalize it a bit and go, cool, like what can all help you out and be supportive.
100%.
But at the same time, it's like, what if you're just like, just don't talk to me about it? But then you've told everybody, and then they know that goes down, and then you've got to go out to like your public space, and you're like, I just don't want to talk about this.
I know, but I think it's a personal choice. But I am saying, like, what I think is wild is just like I think the emotional and the taboo nature of women's health, and that I'm including fertility. I think, like, I just feel like we have to break the taboo, because there's so many women suffering in silence and emotionally like suppressing, because we as a society, we're like, yeah, just don't tell us for 12 weeks. Or like,
it's
whatever.
Not society. That's statistical, though, right? Like, they're like, if you get past that, the chances are much more successful.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Understand what you're saying. I also understand what you're saying, and that's, it is. Like, it probably is a very important. I know a few people that might be a good solution is you do tell like people that are very close to you right away, so then you still have that support system if things don't work.
But I also think it's like, for me, it's. I just think a lot of women, I feel like women have to like there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of, like, I'll say this, I'm turning 35 and I would love to have kids. And as much as you can have partners or men in your life or friends that are supportive, they will never know the pressure and the shame that come into like, I'm 35, I didn't get my fucking life together, I'm not in a place to have kids, like I fucked up. Where like a man will never wake up and have that feeling. And not that I walk through my life like that every day, but I have to, that thought will come up and then I have to say like, that's not right.
That's not going to control you. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm really like proud of our chat right now, like opening up, because I really do think we need to start breaking these taboos of like, oh, we can't discuss this, or this is too much. It's never TMI. I think we need to like have those conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're better to answer it. People are very appreciative of some of the things you've said. So that's great.
Jenny, we are not alone, girl. But I feel like, Kayla, we're sending you all of our love and everyone in the chat that's being really like open. Laura says, don't you hate the question about your age and fertility? Of course. Mm-hmm. I think that sucks. I mean, and then it's like you think about like, what are the choices I've made? It's like I lived my life and I made mistakes and things didn't work out and that's okay. And I just hate that that's like, oh my God, is that an ambulance? It's oh no, it's taking my fertility. We're also sending Tamika some love in the chat. She has she might have to like deal with a hysterectomy. So we are sending all of our love and support. And thank you for sharing. No, and Laura says this too. I'm okay being selfish and not ready for a kid. Why is that a problem? Exactly.
It's not a problem.
Exactly. It's absolutely not a problem. But it's also like that question will always come up. I'm really fortunate to have my friends. I have some friends who just have never wanted kids, even since high school. Never wanted them. And it was such a benefit to grow up with her and have her as a friend now, because I was just like, that perspective of like, there's nothing wrong with that, literally. I
know this isn't in the same wheelhouse, but I do remember this came up in they had the other day, and I think it's because I came back, like I'm staying at my parents' house, so you start to remember things like from your past that happened here and stuff. And I remember going to a place where I was all with all my high school friends. I went to someone's birthday party, and they all showed up, and this was like when we were probably like 27 maybe.
Yeah.
And I had one person corner me and they were like, so how's your wife? And I was like, I don't have one. They're like, oh God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay. And then like, so did you have a house or something? Like they literally went through the list of the checklist of things that you might have. And she kept up saying, I'm so sorry for you. And I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm in love with my life right now. I had just started Second City, like working in the touring company. I was like, I'm like, I was living the best life. So just know, like, everyone has these checklists and stuff, and I feel it's such an old school way of thinking of like, it's time to have a kid, it's time to get a house, it's time to do all these other things.
Please.
Like, man, all of our lives are different, and they're all different stories, and just do what you want to do for yourself.
But I will tell you, like, from a female perspective of that, your body starts changing. So not only does your period become more, no, I know, but I'm just saying that it's wild, because even friends that I know do not want kids, have never wanted kids. Mm-hmm. Physically, their body is like, have a kid. You are supposed to have a kid. And so it's like that, fighting that feeling of like, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I not right? Like it's even chemically hard to outrun.
I believe it.
So I feel that. And I just think it's like, whatever. I mean, I've had, if you want, I just feel like you should do what you want on your timeline. And sometimes it's like, it's hard to differentiate. Is this society's timeline or is this my timeline? Is this shame my shame or embarrassment or whatever you're feeling? Or is that society putting that on you?
Yeah, I think it's okay to ask and stuff like that if people are just curious and have good intention. But as soon as they go like, I'm sorry for you, or like they start feeling pity,
that's above
like,
and beyond.
Fuck out of here, man.
And Kayla's right. A lot of people I think are well-meaning, but it's better to be mindful, because you don't know what's happening. 100%. Yeah. Cause that's the thing. When you're dating someone a long time and then you move in, it's like, when are you going to get engaged? You're going to get engaged. And then you get engaged and they're like, when are you get married? Then you get married and they're like, when are you going to have kids? And then the second you pop out your first kid, I can guarantee everyone's like, you can have a second? You can have a second one?
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? Can you fucking get out of here, Lorraine? What's your problem? Get out of here.
Lorraine, I know you just want me to follow your exact stages of life, but Lorraine, not everybody wants your life.
Dude, Snake King coming in. Mary was a virgin. Live your life.
Snake King for the wrap up. That was solid.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say this, like, I mean, only here at the
Love is
Regulars.
true, by the way.
Mary had some things to explain. Agreed. I love how she was like, "No, I swear, I just like woke up. I'm pregnant." The things I would lie about if the internet didn't exist, nor did phones. That didn't happen. Oh, really? Yeah, Mary was a virgin, live your life will be the title of this podcast.
Thank God.
I just want to say this. I love here on the Regulars. This is such a special day because I think it's so our vibe. It starts with who is Jesus down to chips in a brown bag is diarrhea, and then talking about the seriousness and the pressure with fertility and having really lovely chats and open chats. We got a really special thing going, I think.
Good episode.
Great episode.
And only one more of 2020, this crazy
No, we got
year.
2 more. So we got Friday with
Well, we've
Mr.
got that,
Casual.
but I don't call it another one an episode. I call the other one an event.
An event. So, but I do want to thank everyone for opening up in the chat. And I'm really I'm glad that we are having those conversations because I think the worst thing to feel is alone with those feelings. And those feelings are really like deep and dark and complicated. So know that like you're not the only one who has those thoughts coming in. And I'm glad that you feel comfortable to share them with some other people.
Let's everybody thank Kayla today for being so vulnerable.
Yeah, for opening it up. And Tamika, we're wishing you all the love, and we're sending everyone all the love and health, and we adore you all. Tamika has got some great advice. Kayla, just remember, take your time and relax. It happens when you least expect it, and she's sending fairy dust your way.
Oh, fairies! They're the ones they're the big horn monsters.
Oh, yes.
Very much chamber.
Very much chamber. Everyone is doing their best. That's the thing. Everyone's doing their best. Mm-hmm. That's it. And I'm saying that to remind myself as well, because man, it's so easy to get caught up in like the bullshit and the social media and the comparison, and it can really ruin yourself, but you're doing the right thing for you. And
high five to your husband for doing the right thing.
Oh, hell yeah. Elbow bump. It's still a pandemic. But, okay. So we will be back on Friday. We're going to have, Jameson
Friday.
says, is there a way to have an ongoing chat room with everyone while the holidays happen? Like, can we just check in when we can?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Well, that's a great idea. We'll have to think about it. I think there's a way we can do that. So we will do that for sure. And we adore you all. We are holding you all in our hearts, and we will see you all on Friday. Bring a cocktail, bring your robe. Mocktails are always welcome. Bring some energy. We're going to freaking send this out happy big styles. It's going to be nutso crazio. So we will see you all on Friday at 12:30, and we will figure out a chat situation so we can keep this going through the holidays so we do not feel alone. And we adore you all. Jason, anything else?
And then comes Saturday, which is going to be just a redo of Friday, a big ass party.
Saturday is going to be freaking full nuts out your butts. So we adore you all. We will see you Friday. We stay safe, wash your hands, and Friday. Bye.
Bye.